High Court. I'm talking about even the Federal High Court will not give judgment on that matter again. The only court that has the right to give that judgment will be the Court of Appeal. Then imagine a State High Court giving judgment on that, even accepting to sit on that. When today it's no longer that you're ignorant of judgment. As soon as the judgment is given today, it is on their law report. So you already know. It's not as if that's not what you know. They will bring it to you to say, look, this judgment has been given by a court, and so you cannot stand because you are having. So I think the chief judge of Nigeria is doing the right thing.
Meanwhile, Nze noted that the Nigerian judicial system has been polarized by politicians.
My approach to issues, I don't care who is concerned. I judge things as is clear to me, irrespective of who is concerned. I don't care. Now, in as much as I did not believe in Kekereku as at when she was coming, but on this very matter, I salute her. Because you see that politicians are already polarizing the courts, the judicial system, where we've seen lawyers and judges, to what case, turn things around based on the fatness of the package that is given to them, assumed as we are.
This comes after the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kudirat Kekereekun, the Justice, summoned judges involved in conflicting rulings on political cases in Rivers State. Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has sounded the alarm on a cartel manipulating market prices nationwide, inflating cost of goods and services despite government stabilization efforts. Addressing stakeholders during a one-day engagement on exploitative pricing in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, the FCCPC Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Tunji Bello, revealed that the Commission's investigations in major cities have uncovered troubling practices. In the poultry sector, Bello highlighted how influential players are dictating prices, severely impacting small producers. He said, small poultry owners previously sold a day-old chick for between 480 naira and 590 naira and still made profits. However, the entry of two major market players changed that, he stated, choosing to withhold their names for now. He explained that these entities injected substantial capital into the market, ultimately controlling 80 to 90% of the poultry sector. He said, these big players use their financial clout to hijack the local poultry farmers association, mandating that day-old chicks should now be sold at 1,350 naira, which contradicts the economic principle that greater production typically lowers prices. Bello further emphasized that this manipulation is why prices remain high, despite various governmental support for the poultry system. Over the past year, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security have assisted poultry farms with broilers, vitamins, feeds, and cash through numerous interventions across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. He also pointed to exploitative pricing in the packaging sector, citing a cartel of 5 dominant players responsible for importing and supplying packaging materials. In Delta State, the High Court sitting in Otu Jeremy in Ugeli South local government area has ordered the remand of Mr. Okemute Kashia in the custody of Nigerian Correctional Service in Okere, Warri, for allegedly defiling his girlfriend's 2-year-old daughter. The court, presided over by Honorable Justice A.A. Anojovu, ordered the remand pending trial based on the evidence available. The suspect was arraigned by the police on charges of alleged defilement. In a statement today, a human rights group initiative for social rights concerns and advancement stated that the suspect's identity would be withheld from the public until he is either convicted or acquitted by the court. The group expressed gratitude to the Divisional Police Officer, Divisional Crimes Officer of the Otu Jeremy Division, and the Ugeli Area Command for their efforts in seeking justice for the young victim. Do not forget that we are open for advert placements, news and event coverage, personality, society and political interviews, products, service promotions and commercials. You can connect with us on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. On Twitter, still remains Atlantic TV Net, and on our website, www.atlantictelevision.com. In Imo State, the command has said its operatives successfully repelled an attempted attack allegedly carried out by members of the Eastern Security Network linked to the indigenous people of Biafra, resulting in the death of one suspect. The command spokesperson, Henry Okoye, shared the details with newsmen while displaying the deceased suspect's body and recovered items at the command's headquarters in Owerri State. Okoye noted that the police recovered an AK-47 rifle, 15 rounds of 9.62mm ammunition, an IPOB ESN flag, and the abandoned vehicle. He added that the ongoing operations were underway to locate the remaining suspects, including searches of nearby areas. The State Commissioner, Aboki Danjuma, urged the public to report anyone seeking medical treatment for gunshot wounds, emphasizing the command's commitment to public safety. The House of Reps member, Honorable Alex Mascot Ikeche, appeared before an Abuja Chief Magistrate Court in Kuje on Wednesday, facing charges of allegedly assaulting a boat driver at his Abuja residence. Representing the Aba North and South Federal Constituency in Abia State, Ikweche pleaded not guilty to the first information report filed by the Nigerian Police Force. The charges included abuse of office, assault, and issuing threats to life. Following Ikweche's plea, prosecution counsel, Mr. A. Umar, requested a trial date to begin a full hearing. In response, the lawmakers' counsel requested bail, arguing that the charges were bailable and that the Constitution guarantees his presumption of innocence. Magistrate Abubakar Umar Said granted the bail request, setting conditions starting at 500,000 naira with two sureties. The court stipulated that both sureties must reside within its jurisdiction and provide utility bills to confirm their residence. The case was adjourned to November 8 for further trial. In a different story, in Ebonyi State, gunmen have attacked Ngbo Amaka village in Ngbo Ohuaku local government area of the state, killing a 48-year-old man, Mr. Michael Naji, a native of Amuri in Nkanu local government area of Enugu State, who resided in the area. The State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Joshua Ukando, confirmed the incident on Wednesday. Ukando said on getting the information, he contacted the Ohuaku Police Division headquarters and a team immediately moved to the scene of the incident for investigation. He added that he is yet to be briefed on the details of the incident and assured that the State Police Command will carry out an in-depth investigation into the crime and ensure that the perpetrators are apprehended and prosecuted. The deceased businessman, a member of the local security in Ngbo community, was said to have been shot twice by the hoodlums who invaded his business area at about 9:45 p.m. on Tuesday night. A family source who spoke on the condition of anonymity said the hoodlums, numbering 2, operated with a motorcycle and were also masked. We are open for advert placements, news coverage, events, personality, society, and political interviews, product, service promotions, and commercials. Stay connected with us on our socials, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and www.atlanticnetwork.tv on our website. You're watching Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be back after this short break. Don't go nowhere.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water, and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
Back to government and public service reports on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has called for a robust synergy between security agencies operating in the state and youths, describing this as a panacea to simmering crisis emanating from alleged brutality being suffered in the society. Oyebanji said this in Ado Ekiti on Wednesday during a youth, students and security stakeholders engagement convened by the Ministry of Youth Development to foster synergy among stakeholders on security. The stakeholder engagement was attended by the Police Commissioner Adenira Akinwale, the State Commandant of NSCDC, Paul Sosina, and the State Director of Department of State Services, Dr. Bolatito Olufemi, and other heads of security agencies in the state. Specifically, the stakeholders meeting was convened to brainstorm and nip in the bud some of the alleged harassment of youths and students in Ekiti in recent times, as catalogued by the former student leader, Comrade Felix Olarinwaju, and other representatives before it snowballs to anarchy. To prevent the incidents of protests against security agencies in Ekiti as threatened by youths and students, Oyebanji, represented by the Special Advisor on Security Matters, Brigadier General Ebenezer Ogunada, retired, urged the students to perceive the security agencies as friends and partners and help to expose criminals amongst their ranks to safeguard the state. Oyebanji urged the representatives of the youths and students to review activities on the streets and campuses to ensure that those posing as security threats are exposed and treated with the long arm of the law. 39-year-old man Jegede Olu Wasina on Wednesday appeared before the Ado Ekiti Magistrates Court for allegedly assaulting two police officers on duty. The defendant of no fixed address is standing trial on a 2-count charge of assault and breach of peace. The prosecutor, Inspector Raymond Osas, told the court that the defendant and the others at large committed the offences on October 13th at Okesha roundabout in Ado Ekiti State. He alleged that the defendants and others at large assaulted Akinwale Olawale and Adewumi David, both traffic officers attached to the Okesha Division Police Headquarters, Ado Ekiti, while performing their lawful duty. The prosecutor said the defendant assaulted the complainants following an argument over violation of traffic rules. According to him, the offences contravened sections 187 subsection A and B and C and 181 subsection D laws of Ekiti State 2021. The defendant, however, pleaded not guilty to the charge preferred against him. The magistrate, Mr. Olatomiwa Daramola, granted the defendant's bail in the sum of 20,000 naira with one surety in like sum, and then adjourned the case until November 18th for hearing. Makurdi Chief Magistrate Court on Wednesday ordered that a 35-year-old man, Paul Genge, be remanded in correctional facility for allegedly calling Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State a chronic womanizer on social media. Genge, who lives in Makurdi, was charged with cyber stalking and defamation of character. However, the Chief Magistrate, Mr. Kelvin Ngbanogun, did not take the plea of the suspect for want of jurisdiction Mbanogun adjourned the matter until December 17th for further mention. Earlier, the Prosecution Counsel Inspector Godwin Ato told the court that the case was reported at the Anti-Cyber Crimes and Narcotics Unit, Makurdi, by the ADC to the Governor, ASP Ver Ingatu, on October 16, 2024. The inspector said that the suspect was arrested after the police investigation. Ato further said the offense contravened the provisions of Sections 24 of the Cyber Crimes Act 2015 and 393 of the Penal Code of Benue 2004. Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned hearing in the money laundering case brought before it against the past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, by the EFCC. It's been pushed to January 21st, 2025. At the resumed hearing on Wednesday, counsel of the EFCC, Kemi Pinheiro, SAN, said he had 2 witnesses already in court. He said the first application was to formally enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of the defendant, even in his absence. Pinheiro, in defending his application to enter a plea of not guilty for the defendant, said the right to plead guilty or not guilty is a right that can be waived by the defendant. Michael Adoyi, who appeared for the defendant, however, kicked against Pinheiro's assertion, saying that the prosecution's application was made contrary to the subsisting order of Justice Emeka Nwite's court. Adoyi argued that the court in a criminal trial is distinct from the prosecution. Justice Nwite, however, said it might not be possible to deliver the ruling this year. The judge thereafter adjourned to 21st January for ruling on the application by the EFCC and/or arraignment. In Kogi State, the House of Assembly has decried the rising spate of insecurity in Basa local government area of the state. In a motion of urgent public importance moved on the floor of the House on Wednesday, the lawmaker representing Basa State constituency, Sunday Daku, lamented that several persons have been killed by unknown gunmen in the local government. According to him, he said, Basa local government area was noted for peaceful coexistence, devoid of tribal, religion, or political affiliation until in the year 2016 when the inter-tribal crisis broke out. The lawmaker urged the Kogi State government to direct security agencies to intensify more efforts to avert further loss of lives in Basa local government area. In his contribution, the member representing Ajaokuta State constituency, Abu Onoru Oiza Jibrin, explained that the attacks in Basa local government area are getting out of hand, adding that farmers are mostly the target. The Speaker, Kogi State House of Assembly Ali Yusuf, directed the House Committee on Security to carry out a comprehensive investigation using local vigilantes to know the possible cause of the killings in Basa local government area. He urged the security agencies in the local government to apprehend the perpetrators of the crime so that they face the full wrath of the law. In Jigawa State, government has prosecuted 403 persons arrested in connection with the August 1st nationwide End Bad Governance protests in the state. Mr. Bello Abdul Kadir Fanini, State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice. Mr. Bello made this known while speaking with newsmen in Dutse on Monday. Abdul Kabir Fanini said that the suspects were sentenced to various community services, while others with criminal cases were admitted to bail as investigations were still ongoing into their respective cases. He explained that as of mid-September, there was no person arrested in connection with the protests and detention in the state. Quoting him, in the period under review, that is September 1st, 2024 to date, the ministry has recorded tremendous successes. The ministry has recorded tremendous success in the discharge of its mandates through its core departments. The Public Prosecution Department has successfully prosecuted 403 persons arrested in connection with the August 1st, 2024 riot in Jigawa State. As of mid-September, there was not a single person in detention, he said. According to him, The department was also able to successfully file processes and prosecution as the case may be of the 6 and 4 appeal cases at the Court of Appeal in Supreme Court respectively. This, Abdul Kadir Fanini said, was in addition to the handling of dozens of cases to a near completion stage at the 12 High Courts in the state. He added that under the Department of Civil Litigation and Ministry, they had successfully handed over to 2 pre-election cases against the Jigawa State Independent Electoral Commission, GSEC, prior to the just concluded local government elections held on October 5th. National Association of Nigerian Students has expressed dismay over the decision of the management of the Federal Universities of Health Sciences, Azare, in Bauchi State, to impose a compulsory payment of 100,000 naira on students seeking official accommodations on campus. NAN's National President, Comrade Lucky Emonefe, in a statement on Wednesday, described the policy as unacceptable and appalling. Emonefe noted that NANS is appalled by the compulsory 100,000 naira accommodation fee imposed on students by the management of the Federal University of Health Sciences, Azare. He stated that NANS was aware that only medical and BDS students were those who pay compulsory accommodation fees due to the nature of their course, as is obtainable in many institutions, but lamented that imposing a huge sum of such nature on all students is insensitive, considering the current economic realities faced by students and their families. NANS stressed that education should be accessible and affordable for all, pointing out that such exorbitant fees only serve to further overburden students who are already grappling with rising cost of living and educational expenses. Defense Minister has refuted claims that the training camp in Niger State has been overtaken by terrorists. On Tuesday, the Niger State House of Assembly raised concerns alleging that bandits had occupied the military camp in Kontagora local government area and parts of Mariga local government area. In a motion of urgent public importance, Abdullahi Issa, representing Kontagora 2nd constituency in the state, noted that following the alleged occupation of the military training camp by bandits, over 23 farming communities near the camp had been forced to relocate due to frequent attacks by gunmen. Responding in a statement on Wednesday, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, clarified that while bandit activity is present in these areas, no part of the training camp has been conceded to them. Buba stated that military operations in the area have constrained the terrorists' ability to operate. Buba also highlighted the military's collaboration with the state government to restore peace in the region. In a different story, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says its operative has arrested about 4 suspected bank hackers in Abuja. A statement issued by the spokesperson of the anti-graft agency, Dele Oyewale, said they were nabbed for alleged conspiracy, unauthorized access to banks, computer systems, and fraudulent withdrawals of depositors' funds. He identified the suspects as Chima Anthony Wigwe, alleged leader of bank's hacking syndicate, Mohammed Bello Mahmoud, Efyong Victor Emmanuel, the managing director, Downstone Ultimate Limited, Damian Ali. The FCC spokesperson said that the suspects were arrested in a sting operation in Abuja following actionable intelligence. He said the suspects have been allegedly involved in hacking and compromising databases of commercial banks, causing fraudulent transfers and withdrawals via different digital platforms. Daly also noted that the suspects would be charged in court upon the conclusion of all investigations. Analysts have advised that every Nigerian should be treated equally. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Conversation, political analyst Chizi Oyemasila said that every Nigerian citizen should have cordial respect for one another, irrespective of positions occupied.
Ourselves that we should have cordial respect, we should respect each other. Because it's not just about the fact that somebody is coming to drive you or something. If you call a cabman, for instance, the fact that you call a cabman does not mean you have advantage over the person. It's just opportunity. And then, of course, for the capman also should also know that, because you see, 90 or 80% of the capmen do not see that as work, and so they are already angry that you are even a House of Rep member or something, and then calling them. So both of us, both those who call the capmen and those who are on the street should see.
This comes after the Federal Capital Territory Police Command had arrested a lawmaker for assaulting a driver in the nation's capital. Nigerian Governors Forum (NGF) is holding a monthly meeting at the State House Conference Center in Abuja. The governors are joined in the meeting by traditional rulers under the auspices of National Council of Traditional Rulers. Though the agenda of the meeting is not immediately known, it is believed that the governors may be discussing the situations across the country. It is also learned that the governors are trying to seek feedback from the traditional rulers and put together policies that will assuage the prevailing situation in the country. Some of the prominent traditional rulers include Sultan of Sokoto Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, Oni of Ife, Adeyeye Enita Ogunwusi, and Etsu Nukbe Yahaya Abubakar, amongst others. Senate has confirmed 7 new ministerial nominees recently appointed by President Bola Tinubu. The confirmations came after a hearing held on the Senate floor on Wednesday, following last week's decision by the President to reshuffle his cabinet. In a move to address vacancies and restructure his administration, President Tinubu dismissed 5 ministers last week and promptly nominated replacements. The lawmakers began with Nentawe Yewada, the nominee appointed to replace Betta Edu as the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. They subsequently screened other appointees, including Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, nominated as the Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Magara Dinyagi, nominated as the Minister of Labour and Employment, Jumake Oduwole, nominated as the Ministry of Industry, amongst others. All the nominees were asked questions on how to run their various designated ministries effectively, which they answered to the satisfaction of the senators, who subsequently confirmed their appointments. President Bola Tinubu, after the sack of 5 ministers, reassigned 10 ministers to new ministerial portfolios and appointed 7 new ministers for Senate confirmations. House of Representatives has tasked the Independent National Electoral Commission to relocate its local government offices to more secure neutral spaces. The House further said that INEC should make adequate provision in the 2025 budget to accommodate the project. This followed the adoption of a motion by Rep. Sunday Machi, LP Enugu, in a floor of the House in Abuja on Wednesday. While presenting the motion, Nauchi said the Constitution guaranteed INEC unhindered autonomy and independence. The Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, who disclosed that the government would need 19 trillion naira to get the job done. He said the new cost represents an increase of 3 trillion naira over the 16 trillion naira projected for the project as at August 2024. Umahi had a briefing on August 23rd, said the funding gap to complete all the inherited projects is about 13 trillion naira as of May 2023. That will be more than 16 trillion naira when all projects are reviewed in the line with current market realities. This is due to the removal of fuel subsidy and floating of the naira. However, while addressing the media yesterday, the minister explained that these issues have continued to impact heavily on the ministry's activities with respect to project delivery. Umahi further said, the president inherited a total of 2,604 projects as at May 29, 2023. The total cost was 13 trillion naira. That was what the president inherited, and a debt of contractors of 1.6 trillion. When you look at the variations by reasons of the floating of the naira, you will find out that if you review all these projects, you get over 19 trillion naira on the total of ongoing projects. The minister further explained that the president decided to keep all the projects alive with the hope to get funding from internal and external sources, including loans, because of his concern for the well-being of Nigerians. According to him, The President has given priority attention to the Ministry of Works, knowing fully well that roads and bridges have the potential of unleashing unprecedented economic benefits for citizens. And this is where we wrap it up on this edition of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network in the city of Port Harcourt. I'm King David Obasi, thanking you so far for staying with us. Don't forget that we're open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society, and political interviews, products, service promotion, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching.